So, hi, I'm Kim Richards for PC Gamer, and I'm here talking to James from Relic, who is the marketing manager for Space Marine. Hello.
Hey.
So, how much influence did you take from the Dawn of War games?
We definitely took a lot of influence and learnings, really, from what we had done with the Dawn of War franchise. Obviously, we've worked with Games Workshop now for a number of years, and we've had a lot of success with the Dawn of War franchise. And it's arguably probably the most successful of the Warhammer 40,000 games that's been made. So we definitely wanted to take that pedigree and that experience of getting the world right, getting the characters, that overall feel and mood, and bring that over to Space Marine, but kind of apply that in a slightly different way in terms of like action blockbusters. So really kind of upping the scale, the magnitude, the narrative, and the real personal journey that you take with Captain Titus of the Ultramarines. So.
Okay, cool. So obviously the mythology of Warhammer is huge, it's so expansive. So how do you develop a game that has, whole books written about it? I mean, do you skim kind of off the top, or do you try and incorporate key elements? How do you go about that?
It's definitely interesting, yeah, making those decisions, because you have so much to choose from, and even just the decisions we've made about Space Marine, like going with the Ultramarines. There's a lot of people like, what about the Blood Ravens? What about the Black Templars? Like, they're really interesting, and I think there's so many great stories in there. It's so rich that there's so much opportunity, and we just try to find what we felt was the best common theme that people could identify with, that everyone had some level of could resonate with, and really felt like for us, the Ultramarines was that interesting story to kind of take, but kind of mold it in our own way. So we work very carefully with Games Workshop, so that when you build a video game, when you're building a character like Captain Titus, you can't have him be too one-dimensional. He's got to have different layers to him, and you take an interesting journey in the game with him, which it's going to have a lot of murder, betrayal, and some dark moments. We really wanted to kind of leverage that and bring that in there, but that's not normally always in the fiction and in the IPs. So I think it's interesting in video games that we can kind of broaden things out or give people a different perspective on that world as well. But it is really rich and it's really vast. So there's different areas, lots of different areas that you could go into. So
is it a worry at all that maybe now it's a bit too broad for kind of the hardcore fans or anything like that? Like maybe you're catering too much for the kind of general audience?
I think for the fans, what they've always wanted is this up-close personal journey of being a Space Marine. There's no video game that's done that as yet, and so for them, Space Marine's going to deliver on that. They're definitely going to get that experience, and it's definitely going to be very, very true to the Warhammer 40,000 universe. That's really important for us. But what we're trying to do is also bring in a wider audience that maybe is not so familiar with the tabletop, the books, the fiction, but likes an action blockbuster game, likes good game mechanics, which we have, like the seamless blend of shooting and melee. And this game is maybe one which will bring them into that world, and they'll suddenly get immersed in it and be like, wow, 40K is actually pretty immense, pretty cool. Yeah. Those are themes that I can resonate with. So, hopefully it will appease the fans, but it will also bring in some new guys as well.
Excellent. So it's been confirmed that Space Marine, Orcs, and the Forces of Chaos are in this game. Are there any other races, and can you play as any of them?
There's no other races, but in multiplayer we do have a really robust customization aspect of the game. We've got 1.8 billion combinations that you can put together of Space Marines or Chaos Marines. So if you have your favorite Space Marine chapter or your favorite warband from the Chaos Legions, you can create those guys. Like, you'll be able to get your favorite chapters. So for the fanboys, that's a big deal. But if you just kind of want to create just a crazy dude, like bright pink, which is kind of what I don't know why I end up doing, but that's what I end up doing. You can do that as well. So it's really robust. It's a really interesting customization aspect. It's got lots of progression in there as well, with the weapons and perks and upgrades. So I think fanboys and people who just really like multiplayer and customization are going to love that.